Hello and welcome back to another episode of WVU Energy Express on West Virginia Public Broadcasting and YouTube. I'm your host, Zach Harrell. Hope you guys are ready for some fun today because we're getting crafty. We're going to start off by getting our hands a little dirty and slimy. That's right, let's go meet up with our friends from 4-H for slime time.
Clark, and I'm a Monongalia County 4-H'er. And this is my friend.
I'm Madison, and I'm also a Monongalia County 4-H'er.
Today, we're going to show you how to make slime. So here are the things that you will need. You will need spoons,
something to measure with,
a bowl and a lid,
glue,
contact solution,
baking soda,
and these are all the things that you will need to make slime. Here are some optional things. You can use water
and any color dye of your choice. You can find all this stuff at your local grocery store.
So let's get started. You're going to need one whole bottle of glue. So you would think to use this orange part like you're supposed to, but it takes a lot of hand strength and it doesn't get very much glue out.
If you take the lid off, it's much faster though.
Yeah. Try to get all of it out and ask an adult for help if you need help.
If it's not coming out well, hit the bottom of it, which will make it come out better.
Next thing that you will need is 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. You can level it out with your finger. So then the next thing that you will need is 1 tablespoon of contact solution / activator. So you're going to need 1 tablespoon and a half tablespoon. Wait, hold up. 1.5 tablespoons. So you have to add a lot of contact solution, not a whole lot, but because it helps if you have a little bit, it will make your slime really sticky and it won't feel good. But if you add a little bit too much, it makes your slime really hard and not good to play with. So that's why you add a certain amount of activator or contact solution. So next, you are going to take your spoon and mix it all together. It will be sticky at first, but the more you mix, the more thick or hard it will get. And if you lift your spoon up, you can see that it's definitely starting to become a lot thicker and to turn into slime. Okay, mine feels really good, so I'm going to get rid of my spoon. You could use the spoon later to help you as well. So I'm gonna take the spoon out and start kneading it with my hands. So start doing like what you did with the spoon, but using my hands. And that's your basic slime. So now I'm going to add some of the optional things to my slime. Oh, and before we start, make sure that you clean out the bowl so that it's not that big of a mess, because this will be the bowl that you store your slime in. Your slime is gonna feel really good.
And if it's still a little bit sticky, just add 1 or 2 drops of contact solution.
If there's ever a little bit extra contact solution in the bottom of the container, and you think that your slime's good and you don't think that you need any more, you can dump it out in a sink or the grass. I'm gonna dump it in this extra container. All right, so now we're gonna add some optional things. Yay! So now I'm gonna add some purple dye.
I'm gonna add blue and green to try to make a teal color.
A little bit goes a long way. I'm going for a lavender, so I'm gonna do 2 drops.
I don't want to make it too dark, so I'm just gonna add 2 drops of blue and 1 drop of green for now, unless I decide I want a different color. Or if I want it darker or lighter.
And now, I'm gonna add a little bit of water. You can make a little bit of a little moat with your hands. Make it a little bit more slimy. I'm gonna do about 1 cap.
And if you're using this and you accidentally you might make a mess, you should always ask a grown-up so that you don't get in trouble for making a mess.
And just know that your slime will stick to anything cloth. So if you do get this in your clothes, make sure to give it a good wash because it might not come out.
And if you do use dye, it also might stain your clothes.
I think I'm done with my slime.
I'm still mixing in the color a little bit.
You want it kind of sticky, but also kind of firm to make sure that it's the perfect consistency.
But not too firm, or it won't be able to be stretched and make bubbles. I'm squishing it so I can get the water mixed in well, so it doesn't stay inside of it. Because if you leave it inside, it gets mushy. And I think I'm done.
Same here. I love my slime because it's really stretchy and it's the perfect consistency for me, and I just love it so much. And it's my favorite color.
I like my slime because it's really stretchy and not sticky. And it's one of my top favorite colors.
I hope you had fun making slime with us today.
And have fun making it at your home.
Have a great summer!
You guys know the game Simon Says? You know, like Simon says, hop on 1 foot, or put your hand on your head. Simon didn't say. Our friend Emma has a fun twist on this playground classic that's also going to teach us how to code. Let's check it out.
Like Grace Hopper, an American pioneer of coding, you too can be a computer scientist in this simple, unplugged activity. Hi, my name is Emma Gardner, and I am the STEM specialist here at WVU Jackson's Mill. The game we are going to be learning today is called Coder Says, and it is a twist on the classic playground game Simon Says. All you need are a few friends and some space to move around. For this game, one person will act as a coder, and they will be giving the instructions to the players or computers. The coder acts as a computer scientist. A computer scientist is a person who uses technology to solve problems. Computer scientists write programs with code. Code is a special language that computers understand. The coder will code a group of computers to do simple activities using the line, "Coder says." The computers will then take whatever action the coder tells them to do, and they will do it. Just like in Simon Says, each action needs to be preceded with Coder Says.
Coder says, stick your right leg out. Coder says, raise your left hand.
The coder may try to trick the computers with syntax errors by not saying Coder Says before the action.
Coder says, stick your tongue out. Tap your head. Uh-oh, syntax error, coder didn't say tap your head.
Syntax is the rules that define a coding language. In real-life computer programming, syntax errors occur when you have a typo or a mistake in the code. Sometimes this can be as simple as a period missing or a parentheses in the wrong location. Computers cannot read syntax errors, so these create bugs in the code. After your computers get the hang of syntax, it's time to introduce conditional statements. A conditional statement tells a computer whether or not to take an action based on whether or not a condition is false or true. These are sometimes called if-then statements or if-then-else statements. The condition the computer is checking is the eye and hair color.
If you have brown hair, then stand on 1 leg. Else, tap your head. If you have blue eyes, put your right hand out. Else, stick out your tongue.
These are known as variables. A variable is something that is used in computer science to store and categorize data. The coder can even define a variable or put the computers into groups.
Coder says define variable. This side red, this side blue. Coder says if red, hop on 1 foot. If blue, step 2 places forward.
For added fun, players can create variables for themselves by crafting colorful crowns or buttons ahead of time, or by just adding stickers to themselves. Switch roles often and make sure everyone has a chance to be the coder and a computer. Everyone can be a computer scientist by saying coder says. Thank you.
You guys remember our puppet episode? Well, our friend Evy is here to show us how to make a different kind of puppet. Let's check it out.
It's time to make sock puppets. So, Melvin. Yeah, I need some friends. You need some sock puppet friends. I do. Okay. Well, and our friend Sam is here to help. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Melvin.
So we want to tell you about the type of materials that you need to make sock puppets. You will need a sock and some yarn, or maybe feather boa, something for some hair. For the eyes, we can use buttons, Google eyes. We can use ping pong balls, and then we'll need maybe a pom-pom for the nose, and a little bit of thread and a needle. If you don't know how to sew, you might need a grown-up to help you with that one step. Ready to get started?
Yeah.
I am! To make a sock puppet, we need to start with a sock. And you can choose really any kind of sock you want. It can be a small sock, a big sock, as long as it fits over your hand. You just want to make sure that you're not using socks that aren't meant to be destroyed, because once we make this sock puppet, you won't be able to use that sock as a sock again. So Sam, we have a few options here. We have some striped and patterned socks. We have this red and black striped sock. Which sock would you like to use?
I think we should use this one.
Okay. Let's take this sock, and the first thing we're going to do is put the sock on your hand. Can you make your hand into kind of the letter C? Great. So now, I'm just going to put this on your hand. You just need to really shove your hand in there. Okay. Now, so we're going to leave a little bit of extra sock at the end of your fingers, so we have something to tuck in. So now we're going to tuck the toe of this sock in. You have your thumb in the bottom part and your fingers in the top part, right? Open and close your hand. Great, it's working. It's working already as a sock puppet. But just to make sure this doesn't slip out, what we are going to do is put a couple of little stitches right in the cheek of that sock. We want to make sure that it's easy for you to get your hand in and out of it. So to hold the points where those cheeks should be, I'm going to take a clothespin and just mark those corners. Now we can pull the sock off your hand. Ready? Great. So now I know exactly where to sew my X in this sock puppet. Again, this step isn't completely necessary. It's just to help you keep your sock puppet in the shape you want it. But you can always just put the sock back on your hand and push the toe in. So now we're going to stitch in these cheeks. And all we need to do is stitch a little X where that clothespin was. So I just go up through the fabric. Got a knot there. Back down. That's half my X. It's very similar to sewing on a button. And now I'm just going to go in here and make a knot in my thread. There we go. Can snip that off. And now I will do the other side. So let's put this sock back on your hand. I'll let you do that part. So remember, your fingers are gonna go on one side and your thumb on this bottom lip. Okay, so now we need to make some design choices. If you can hold this up and just bend your wrist a little bit. There you go. Now, what kind of eyes do we want on this puppet? We can use buttons, we can use Google eyes, we can use ping pong balls, and we can even put Google eyes on the ping pong balls. What do you think?
Let's do the ping pong balls with the googly eyes.
Ping pong balls with Google eyes. Okay, so we're going to use hot glue for this. This is one of those times when you really need hot glue because it's really hard to stick ping pong balls to anything without hot glue. If you're using buttons, if you're using paper, if you're using Google eyes, you can go ahead and use white glue. You just have to make sure you wait for it to dry. I'm going to take your hand out for a minute, just to be safe. We're going to put this cardboard in here. We're replacing Sam's hand with cardboard because we don't want the hot glue to go through the sock and burn his hand. And we also don't want the hot glue to go all the way through the sock and stick the top and the bottom together. So now we have a piece of cardboard in there and we just put a little bit of glue here and here. We put our ping pong balls on. Can you hand me another one, please? There we go. And I usually hold these down and count to 30, and then I know that it is dry. Now our ping pong ball eyes are on there. Just to make them a little more stable, I'm going to put a little dab of hot glue right in the middle and glue these eyes to each other. That helps a lot. Okay, so we'll put the Google eyes on. Again, what I'm going to do is put some glue on the back of the eye and have you tell me where you want the Google eye to be. What do you think?
Can it be like right there so it looks like...
So it looks like he's kind of looking to the side?
Yeah.
Okay. Put my thumb where you said so I make sure I put it in the right spot. I'm putting a dab of hot glue on that Google eye. And right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do we want this puppet to have a nose?
Sure.
Okay, so the nose can also be a button. It could be a pom-pom. What do you think?
Let's do a pom-pom.
Okay, what color?
Yellow.
Yellow. So again, I'm going to hot glue this on. I'm just going to put a dab of glue on the end of my sock. Put my pom-pom on there. All right. Is he looking more puppet-like?
Yeah.
Okay. We can stop here if we want to, or we can keep going. We can put hair on this, and we have options for hair. We could use some yarn. We could use, I have this tassel here that would make some funny hair. I have some feather boa that we could use for some hair. What do you think?
Can we try the yellow yarn?
Yeah, yellow yarn. We are going to glue some yellow yarn on for hair. Should this puppet have longer hair or short, spiky hair?
Let's do longer hair.
Longer hair, okay. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold this yarn in half. So maybe about that long for hair, you think? Okay. So I'm just gonna fold 1, 2, 3, 4. I think my yarn's gonna fall. 5, 6, 7. We'll give our puppet quite a bit of hair. Okay, so here's the trick. If I try to glue this on now, that's gonna be really hard to do. So instead, what I can do is just tie this in a knot. This is long, so I can just tie the whole thing in a knot. Or I can cut off another piece of yarn and tie it around the middle. So I've got my knot there. And now I can trim all these loops. next one. There we go. Okay, so now we can put this hair on. Should we have it at the bottom or should we put it at the top coming over the eyes?
Let's do it at the bottom.
At the bottom. Okay, so we'll use hot glue again. We still have our cardboard in there so we don't accidentally glue the puppet together. We'll glue this right back here. All right. What do you think?
It's a good puppet.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, so now we will take the cardboard out. Everything is dry. And that cardboard was just from a cereal box, really thin cardboard. It doesn't take very much. You just don't want to have your hand inside the puppet when you're using hot glue. So I've put my hand back in this puppet. And this is what the puppet looks like. You want to say hi to everyone?
Hello! I am so happy to be the newest puppet member of WVU Extension.
Thanks, Sam.
You're welcome.
So Melvin, I want to introduce you to your new friend. A new friend! A new friend. This is Bubblegum. Hey, Bubblegum!
Hey, Melvin.
It's so great to have you here. And do you know what?
What?
Today is your birthday!
Yay!
Yay! Yay!
It's getting near the end of the episode and you know what that means. Time for a snack break. Let's go see Molly in the kitchen and learn about her twist on a favorite summer sandwich.
Hi, I'm Molly with West Virginia University Extension Family Nutrition Program, and today we're making sloppy garden joes. I've already washed all my fresh produce, my hands, and my cooking surfaces, so I'm ready to get started. Our ingredients for today's recipe include 1 yellow onion, 1 green pepper, 1 carrot that I washed, peeled, and shredded with a box grater, 1 pound of ground turkey, or you could use chicken, 1 6-ounce can of mushroom pieces that has been drained, an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, a 16-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, a 1/4 cup of barbecue sauce, and some buns for serving. First thing I'm going to do is dice my onion. Now I'm going to dice up my green pepper. Since we're adding this to our turkey meat, we want the pieces to all be small and manageable. The first thing we're going to do is heat up our pot or skillet. We're going to add our ground turkey to our bowl and our carrots, onion, and green pepper. And we're going to let the vegetables soften, the ground turkey turn brown. Cook it to 165 degrees. This has been cooking for about 10 minutes. The onions are nice and translucent, the carrot and green pepper are softened, and our ground turkey is nice and brown. Now we're going to add our can of drained mushrooms, our can of tomato sauce, our can of crushed tomatoes, and our barbecue sauce. This is going to cook for 10 minutes. Let all those flavors come together, and you're going to reduce the heat and just simmer it. I'm going to cover this and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. And then we'll check back in with it. This has simmered covered for 10 minutes, and then I removed the cover and continued to simmer it for 3 minutes, and it looks delicious. I've got my whole grain hamburger bun here. You can toast it or it could be untoasted. We're just gonna scoop a little bit on top. Now you could add cheese if you wanted to. And there you go, garden sloppy joes. If you would like this recipe, full list of ingredients and directions, head on over to our YouTube channel or check out our webpage. Hope to see you back here again real soon. Thank you.
Another amazing episode of WVU Energy Express. We learned how to make slime, we learned how to make puppets, we learned how to code, we learned how to make sloppy garden joes. Who knows what we're going to learn next time? Well, I hope you'll join us right back here to find out. And until then, have a wonderful day.